Elon Musk has decided to get involved in the war between Russia and Ukraine, and we'll be telling you all about it in today's video. The world's most powerful and richest billionaire has the power to change the direction of the entire war. How has Musk gotten involved in these destructive situations? What is his contribution towards saving Ukraine? And how has Ukraine responded to Musk's actions? Hang on to your seats as we give you the answers to all your questions. Many anticipated that Ukraine's internet connectivity would be cut off following Russia's invasion, either through hacking or the destruction of internet framework, or possibly both. While there have been some brief outages and attacks on government sites, there hasn't been a widespread internet blackout. However, after Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov tweeted a help signal to Elon Musk, the billionaire replied with support immediately. In early March, a batch of Starlink satellite dishes arrived in Ukraine. Elon Musk also activated the country's Starlink space internet service, generating a rush of positive press about his world-saving generosity. It's unclear if or when Ukraine will require an alternative internet provider, but having the support of the world's richest man won't hurt. However, some feared such support would expose them to greater risk if Russia were to track satellite signals and target whoever was receiving them. Fedorov, who is also the digital transformation minister of Ukraine, has appealed to a number of strong and influential tech tycoons other than Musk for assistance during the invasion. He has been tweeting requests to Apple CEO Tim Cook to block App Store access in Russia, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, and YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki to deplatform Russian state media, Cloudflare CEO Matthew Prince to block Russia's access to its services, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg to block Russia's access to Facebook and Instagram over the last few days. While direct requests were made to these companies, other companies like McDonald's, Spotify, and Upwork have already withdrawn their services from Russia as a protest against the war. This appears to be part of an effective plan. Russia is well known for exploiting the internet to spread its propaganda via planned social media campaigns. However, Ukraine has designed its own social media strategies, with its leaders using personal, often heartfelt appeals on multiple platforms to make a case for Ukraine. Win the hearts of the world while cutting Russians off from technology that becomes essential to many aspects of their daily lives, as Fedorov put it in one of his tweets. While all the other companies assisted Ukraine, they could not give them exactly what they wanted. However, Fedorov received exactly what he wanted from Musk, a CEO who thrives on the limelight and has a tendency of leaping into high-profile problems with his own innovative Musk company-branded technology solutions. Musk has shown a willingness to get engaged in the Russia-Ukraine crisis in other ways too. He tweeted SpaceX's logo to a Russian official who claimed that if Russia were cut off from the International Space Station, it would fall out of the sky. This power move from Musk has made it evident that he's ready to support Ukraine to his fullest in this war. In terms of Starlink in Ukraine, it appears to be operational, as Musk announced. Oleg Kutkov, a Kiev resident, tweeted that his dish was operational. Kutkov informed Recode that he didn't get the dish because of Musk's generosity. Instead, he had to buy it on eBay months ago. He couldn't connect it to the internet at the time, and he didn't think he'd be able to. Before Russia invaded his country, the engineer had just bought the dish to see its functioning and mechanism. However, after Musk's claim to enable Starlink in Ukraine, Kutkov said, "I saw Elon's tweet and decided to try to connect my dish." And this time, he was successful. He was able to transfer his location via Starlink to the original US-based account on which the dish was registered. While Ukraine appears to appreciate Musk's generosity, it may not be required. There have been reports of continuous internet outages in the country, but as The Guardian points out, cutting a country off from the internet, which is provided by several companies via various mediums such as fiber optic cables, cellular networks, and other satellite internet services, it is no easy task for an invading army. This isn't Tonga, where a single weak cable provides an entire nation's internet. And cutting off the internet in a country like Ukraine, which has been subjected to Russian assaults for years, may be even more difficult. Due to need, it has had to make its internet services as secure as possible. An internet connection has become an irreplaceable aspect of the invasion, as well as a tool for Ukrainians to keep connected to one another and the rest of the world. In the last several days, Ukrainians have been downloading more communication and connectivity apps, both offline and online, such as Signal, Telegram, Zello, and yes, Starlink. And as Fedorov's tweets show, Ukraine's government has used the internet to communicate its case to the rest of the world, while also combating pro-Russian disinformation spread by the country's famed digital propaganda forces. Hang on a second, folks. If you've managed to make it to this part of the video, we would like to thank you. You can extend your support by liking this video and make sure to subscribe. Now, let's continue. We have no idea how many dishes Musk sent over, who will get them, or how they will be used. SpaceX and Ukraine's Ministry of Digital Transformation did not reply to requests for comment. But Fedorov wrote in a tweet on Wednesday afternoon that Starlink keeps our cities connected, along with a photo of what seems to be a dishy mounted on a building's roof. He then requested generators from a number of companies in order to keep Starlink and other services operational if the power goes out. Musk reacted to the tweet the next day, explaining that the software update would allow the dishes to be fueled by a cigarette lighter in a car. He also mentioned that the dishes were roaming enabled, meaning they could be taken and used anywhere they could get reception. Musk, on the other hand, tweeted an unsettling warning 2 hours later. Starlink signals might be tracked and traced by Russians, so Ukrainians should use them with caution. Information that, in an ideal world, would have been shared before Ukrainians began their widely known usage of the service. Josh Laspinoso, who is the CEO of cybersecurity firm Shift5, as well as a former officer in the US Army Cyber Command, echoed Musk's late fears. Russia has specialized planes with very wide collection areas. They own the airspace over Ukraine, Laspinoso said. Even a few moments of use is enough for Russian electronic intelligence systems to triangulate a ground station for airstrike. Simply put, Ukraine's demands and risks differ from, say, Tonga's. It's probable that Musk overlooked them when he made a hasty decision to send dishes to Ukraine. Musk's gift could have doubled as a method to get rid of old stock as well. Older dishy models appear to be in the boxes which were used during Starlink's year-long beta test. Dishy was revamped by Starlink a few months ago. It's now smaller, lighter, and rectangular. It's also plausible that the older dishes were all SpaceX had on hand to distribute, given the company's struggles to create dishes owing to a global chip shortage. In any case, if the dishes donated by Musk work, that will be all that matters to the Ukrainians who may require them. Kutkov claims that he has had to escape to bomb shelters several times a day and that missiles have struck within 6 miles of his home. He describes the scenario as dangerous and exhausting. However, his internet and cell service have remained operational so far. The situation is changing very quickly. I understand that Kiev's internet connectivity may be disrupted, he said. I will use this dishy for emergencies. That's all for today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.